The year is 1955. As night falls over America, unseen eyes scan the skies, searching for a threat that could appear at any moment. This is the reality of the Cold War, where the threat of Soviet bombers looms large, and the vast skies of North America have become the new frontier of defense. But how did we get here? Our story begins in 1939 when the airplane was just 36 years old, yet its potential for destruction had already been proven in World War I. As global tensions rose, the United States War Department announced the creation of the Air Defense Command. This marked the beginning of a new era in military strategy. In the years following World War II, the importance of air defense became increasingly clear. General Karl Tui Spatz, a seasoned Army Air Forces leader, warned Congress in 1946, "The Pearl Harbor surprise must never happen again." This foresight proved critical. As the Cold War intensified, the skies above North America became a potential battlefield. In 1954, the Continental Air Defense Command, or CONAD, was formed with a clear mission: to defend the continental United States from air attacks. But the threat wasn't confined by borders. Canada, too, was concerned about its sovereignty and security. It became clear that no single country could tackle the threat of Soviet bombers alone. In an unprecedented move, the United States and Canada began talks to integrate their air defense systems. This collaboration would lead to one of the most significant military partnerships in history. By 1957, the idea became reality. The North American Air Defense Command, or NORAD, was formally established in 1958 under the visionary leadership of General Earl E. Partridge. Partridge envisioned an operation headquartered in Colorado Springs, securely tucked in the center of the continent. But the journey to create an impenetrable command center was just beginning. As the 1960s dawned, NORAD faced a critical challenge: how to create a command center that could survive a direct nuclear attack. The answer lay deep within the granite walls of Cheyenne Mountain. In 1961, construction began on what would become one of the most ambitious military engineering projects in U.S. history. The goal? To turn a mountain into an impenetrable fortress. The numbers were staggering. Over 1 million pounds of explosives were used to hollow out the 100-million-year-old granite mountain. Nearly 700,000 tons of rock were removed to create a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers. Within these man-made caves, 15 freestanding buildings were constructed, each built on massive steel springs designed to absorb the shock waves of a nuclear blast. The largest chamber stood 60 feet high, capable of fitting a 3-story building within its walls. But the project faced challenges. Midway through construction, engineers discovered a fault in the mountain that threatened to derail the entire operation. Innovation was needed, and fast. The solution? A massive dome structure to stabilize the fault zone. This unexpected challenge showcased the ingenuity and determination that defined the entire project. Finally, in 1966, after 5 years of relentless work, the Cheyenne Mountain Air Force Station was operational. Its blast doors, weighing 25 tons each, could withstand a 30-megaton nuclear explosion. But Cheyenne Mountain was more than just a fortress. It was a technological marvel. Within its chambers, advanced computing systems like the Philco 2000 were installed, capable of processing unprecedented amounts of data to track enemy movements and threats. As the Cold War progressed, NORAD's mission was clear: deter Soviet aggression by relentlessly monitoring the airspace for bombers and missiles. By the 1980s, technology had advanced significantly. Fighters like the F-15 were now intercepting Soviet Tu-95 Bear bombers just outside North American airspace. The message was clear: we're watching. But the Cold War was only the beginning. Everything changed on September 11, 2001. For the first time, the threat wasn't approaching from across oceans. It was already inside the borders. NORAD's mission had to pivot. Instead of only monitoring external airspace, it now tracked every plane in North America. New protocols were established to prevent another catastrophic breach. Today, NORAD faces a complex array of threats, from traditional military challenges to cyber attacks and terrorism. Its mission has expanded, but its core purpose remains: to watch, to warn, and to defend. As we look to the future, one thing is clear: the skies above us are safer because NORAD stands guard.